Welcome to the UCD Professional Academy Virtual Open Day. My name is Brian Gilson and I'm the head of digital at the UCD Professional Academy. And I'll be your host for the next hour or so. So thank you all for joining, and I hope you find this session beneficial and productive. So just to cover some bit of housekeeping before we get into the meat of it all. This webinar has been recorded, but only the hosts or the speakers are on screen, so you don't have to worry about any of that side of things. We'll share the recording with you guys via email afterwards, and if there's any of your colleagues or friends who weren't able to attend and would like to, feel free to share it with them as well. And there will also be a Q&A section at the end of the session, so please feel free to use the Q&A box in Zoom with any of the questions that you may have, and we'll address them at the end of the session, like I said. So, quick agenda. We'll kick off with Colin Stoddart, who's the Chief Marketing Officer in the UCD Professional Academy. He'll give the welcome address. We'll run through a quick student experience video, and then we'll really get into the meat of things with our education consultants, our subject matters experts. That's Tim, Jake, and Ian, who will run through the business courses, marketing and management, data analytics, and digital and IT side of things. We'll then have Fiverr, who will bring us through student support, and Michelle will bring us through accreditation and quality assurance. And then at the end of that, we will have the Q&A section, like I said. So let's kick off. Colin, over to you.
Thanks, Breen. And yeah, great numbers on this one. Firstly, you're all very, very welcome to the first of our virtual open days for the UC Professional Academy of 2025. January is peak season for us. There's an awful lot of demand out there, as we can see from the numbers that are coming through, and just generally the activity and the inquiry volumes that are coming through the website over the last few weeks. So thanks very much for taking an interest. We know that there's lots of other providers there that you could register your time with, so we genuinely value the time that you're giving with us. My name's Colin Stoddart. I head up the marketing function for the Professional Academy within UCD. Yeah, as I say, very big numbers for this one. Typically, what's very interesting with the open days, and particularly in January, there are 3 or 4 types of learners that will join these open days. It's firstly people that have inquired for the first time. Maybe you've been on the website, had a look around, not quite sure which courses is relevant to you. It can be quite difficult to make sense of. We've got around 40 courses now. We've expanded up to over 40 courses. Quite difficult to make a choice, perhaps. So hopefully the purpose of this event is for you to get some sense of what the course offerings are, and also ask any questions. Definitely put your questions into the Q&A section of the Zoom call. Other people that would be attending are people that have studied with us before. That's becoming a big piece. So where lots of customers are coming back and taking a second or a third course with us. So as we've evolved over time, that's becoming a much more potent part of the student experience that we're delivering. And then there's also a very interesting part, and this is very key in January, people that have perhaps signed up, they're due to start at the end of January or February, but they have chosen their course, but they haven't actually yet begun. So hopefully our operations team and some of our student support team will be on hand to answer any questions you might have about the learning system and what it's actually like to study online. We pride ourselves in the service that we deliver. When you come to UCD Professional Academy, these aren't just video courses. These aren't just online training courses that you can find on YouTube. We genuinely pride ourselves on the quality of the learning, and the UCD masthead above what we offer is something we're very beholden to. So we will provide you with a genuinely immersive learning experience in terms of the delivery. We'll have lots of options for you: live, online, on demand, even in class, and then the shorter boot camps. You'll find out about this over the next few minutes. The learning management system is a great service, an online service that we have that allows you to track your progress, track how you're learning, and then reflect back on the educational materials that you've been developing over the 12-week course. So it's a really good system. This, as I say, is more than just video courses. So as I say, our student numbers have been growing over the years. We're starting to see unique, interesting combinations of courses that are coming through. Probably our most popular: project management, leadership, change management, and then increasingly artificial intelligence is becoming a real follow-up course for a lot of the courses that we've provided. Our courses are refreshed really frequently as well. That's the advantage of having a kind of short course, but under the auspices of a UCD academic integrity. So you will be guaranteed that the course materials will be fresh and up to date, and hopefully in touch with the learning aspirations that you have. Something we were very keen on in terms of maintaining the academic integrity of the courses we deliver. So once again, a sincere thank you for joining us, giving us your time for the next hour or so. There's some of our metrics, and as we've grown over the few years, over 2,000 organizations have chosen us to train up their teams, 90% satisfaction metrics, and over 40,000 individual learners. Actually, this is one thing to bear in mind when you join with us and you sign up. There's actually usually at any one time about 4,000 or 5,000 active students learning with us at one time. So that can feel strange if you're just on a Zoom call and your class is maybe 20 or 30 in size. There's a wide range of students that are there. So around about 4,000 active students at any one time. So thank you very much for joining with us. I think we're about to go into a video on the next slide. And as I say, do get your questions in and look out for the video afterwards. Thanks very much for your time.
Wherever you are in your career, there's always more to learn. Whether you're future gazing, upskilling, or driving towards a new career, you'll find a course for you at UCD Professional Academy. We offer over 40 flexible courses specifically designed with career advancement in mind. Learn at a time that suits you with our part-time live online classes and our on-demand self-paced classes, all from the comfort of your home. Or if you prefer to join us in person, we've some select courses that are available part-time from the UCD campus. Paying for your course is simple, with flexible payment options available. Secure your place with a low deposit, then pay the rest in installments. All UCD Professional Academy courses have been developed with the insight and expertise of industry thought leaders and academic specialists, so you can be sure you're getting the real-life skills and knowledge you need to progress. What's more, our online experience, complete with live interactive lectures, brings all the benefits of the on-campus experience, but with greater flexibility. All you need is an internet connection. To ensure you have everything you need to succeed, our student services team is on hand with fast and flexible student care whenever you need it. All your learning materials, timetable, and additional resources are safely stored in our easy-to-use learner management system, LMS, and you'll receive individual support throughout from your course lecturer. From our LMS, you'll be able to view the breakdown of your course modules week by week, as well as any class recordings, class notes, assignments, and so on. At the end of your course, you'll receive your shareable electronic UCD Professional Academy diploma that you can even add to your LinkedIn profile to show the world your new, well-earned credentials. So what are you waiting for? Join the thousands of professionals who have already chosen to study with us and unlock your potential with a course from UCD Professional Academy. Download our free brochure now at ucd.ie/professional academy.
Great stuff. Hopefully that gives you a very quick insight into UCD Professional Academy and the courses that we offer. To get into a lot more detail on this now, I'll hand over to our education consultants. Like I said, we have Tim, Jake, and Ian to speak to you about the business courses, marketing management courses, and digital IT. So to kick off, we've got Tim.
Thank you very much, Breen and Colin, and good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see you all here, and as Colin mentioned, thank you so much for your time today too. Yeah, as Breen mentioned, my name is Tim, and I'm one of the senior education consultants for the business and leadership team. You can see listed on your screen some of the courses we look after, and typically we would take you through a more in-depth consultation call, just to identify which course would maybe suit you best for your career and your professional needs. But today I'm just going to briefly touch on each course, and for our leadership courses, we'll start with leadership and management, and this is probably one of our most popular courses, and is suited to persons who are maybe already in leadership and management roles, but also individuals who are looking to step into those positions maybe for the first time too. And the leadership management course is, for the most part, I would say it's a people management course. However, initially it does look at different leadership styles and identifying the one you're most accustomed to. And from that, then you can identify areas for growth in terms of your communication and motivation and influencing skills. But we also look at the day-to-day people management in terms of developing others. And that can be through performance and feedback, teamwork, and also difficult conversations. So you can really, I guess, get the best from your staff members going forward. You'll also see our course here, Debbie, our Diversity, Equity, Belonging and Inclusion. And this course provides the learner with the knowledge and the understanding to deal effectively with areas of equality, diversity and belonging in the workplace, but also in the community too. This course really uses best practice insights around these topics and in turn provides you with a practical toolkit to develop an inclusive workplace, which is certainly, I guess, a subject that is becoming more and more in demand also. You'll also see our business coaching skills course. And in this course, we look at introducing managers to coaching techniques to enable their team members to solve their own problems by using, I suppose, a proactive, successful and a solutions-based way of working with others. Then we have our effective business communication course and communication and our ability to communicate effectively. It plays such a crucial role in our careers, and I think it is often underestimated how important effective communication is for our professional growth. And it can often act as somewhat of a roadblock, maybe, to our career advancement too, if it's not managed correctly. So, in turn, this course is suited to anyone who wants to harness the power of communication to unlock their fullest potentials, but also anyone who is interested in human behavior and learning the tools of communication to grow trust, collaboration with your teams and colleagues, and impact in your team as well too, and the organization as a whole. Then we have our Women in Leadership course, and we look at the latest research and trends related to, I guess, women in the workplace and how these impact in their leadership roles and the roles of other women. I'll also just mention that this course is completely open to all genders. It's fully inclusive course, really for the learner by increasing self-awareness and understanding of the leadership styles, improving communication skills and developing decision-making and problem-solving skills, at the same time building a supportive network of relationships and I suppose most importantly being able to advocate for oneself and others in the workplace too. Participants will be better prepared to assume leadership roles and the responsibilities that they bring in their careers, as well as demonstrate their unique interest and investment in women in leadership roles too. And then lastly, on our leadership courses, we have our mentoring for professional development course. And during this course, you will gain the knowledge and confidence to enrich your professional career and mentoring skills. And you'll do that by learning to be both a mentor to others, but also a mentee. And that's important as part of a balanced lifelong learning and development process. And this interactive course really helps you to use mentoring techniques to solve problems and drive motivation and improve performance. And then we will just move on to our business courses. And first listed there is our GDPR for business. And in this course, we look at the importance of GDPR compliance and why people and businesses should consider it as they process personal data in the business and the steps to take, most importantly, in the event of a data breach. We also have office administration, and this course will give you the important skills you need to excel within a busy office environment, whether that's being able to put in place the structures and the procedures that busy modern offices need to keep organized, or being able to follow best practice in ensuring employee well-being, policy and legislative requirements too, as well as data storage. Then we have our bookkeeping and payroll course. And again, this is another one of our popular courses too, and that this course covers two disciplines. So bookkeeping and payroll, the first half of the course solely focusing on the bookkeeping side of a business. So being able to read, interpret and produce the likes of your day books, ledgers, trial balances and cash flow statements and other financial statements. Whereas the second half or part of the course, it looks and focuses completely on payroll. So payroll terminology, the legislation around payroll in Ireland, but you're also given access to a payroll software for part of the course. So you get to have a hands-on practical experience with using a payroll system and adding in payments and finalizing pay slips and producing payroll summary reports. Our second last course there is the digital product management course. And in this course, you will develop your product thinking by taking, I guess, a strategic or a data-driven approach to guiding innovation in your organization and doing so through the successful delivery of digital products. And that can encompass everything from the market and the consumer research through to delivering the digital product and end of product life planning as well too. And then lastly, we have Irish taxation. And in this course, you would demonstrate how the Irish taxation system operates, which would include the main sources of tax legislation. And you would develop technical capabilities too as well to be able to prepare tax computations and returns across a range of tax heads for both individuals and companies too. The Irish taxation course, which we get a lot of nice feedback, is that it builds upon theoretical concepts of the Irish taxation system, but it engages the learner through use of real life cases and examples, which makes the course very practical and certainly demystifies the Irish tax system using simple everyday language and concepts as well too. So that's kind of our leadership and our management and business courses. So thank you again for that and your time. I'm just going to pass you to my colleague Jake, who will give you an overview of our marketing and management courses now.
Thanks very much, Tim, and good afternoon, everybody. Thanks very much for taking the time to attend this webinar. My name is Jake. I am a team leader within the education consultant team, and the courses that I would look after are management, HR, and marketing courses as well. So it's my pleasure to walk you through a couple of those today now. So again, we start off with one of our most popular courses here, project management. That really gives learners the kind of ability to scope out a project properly. So it runs through essentially the key stages of a project. So firstly, scoping it out, managing the schedule, risk and resource management, cost management. You look at managing communication within your own internal team, but also dealing with external stakeholders to that project as well. And then at the end of the course, you learn how to kind of monitor and review the outcomes of the project. So really a kind of A to Z in project management. And then towards the end of the course, it also goes through agile project management practices. Next we have the HR courses. So we actually have two of these courses. The more introductory one is the professional diploma in HR management, and then the more advanced one is the specialist diploma in HR management. So if you're completely new to HR, or if you've only kind of touched on it very, very briefly, I'd say go for the introductory one. If you have worked in HR before, you're perhaps looking for a refresher, or you're looking to kind of build on that career, maybe move up into a HR management or a director position, the specialist would be for you. So just to run through the HR management course, the more introductory, it really looks at kind of the nuts and bolts of HR. So it runs through the kind of life cycle of an employee. So right from that kind of recruitment and workforce planning phase, interviewing, onboarding, managing people's probation, some HR legislation along the way in relation to that. And then once employees are kind of fully tenured in their position, things like performance management, leave management, grievances, and so on. And then how that differs, obviously, to the specialist diploma. Specialist diploma is a 24-week course, whereas the professional diploma is a shorter 12-week course. And like I said, the specialist diploma is more advanced. It would be more suited to senior HR roles. So it's more of a kind of deep knowledge of the legislation, more on kind of policy creation, becoming kind of a trusted partner in the business as well. So next, then we have the hospitality management course, and this would really prepare our learners and our graduates for a variety of different positions really within the hospitality industry. So firstly, all of the modules look at things from kind of the Irish hospitality market, but then it also takes in the global context as well. It's quite a broad course as well. Like it looks at all things kind of in strategic hospitality management. And what I mean by that is essentially it looks at the likes of food and beverage studies, rooms and reservations management, more on kind of the leadership side and some like HR considerations that come into that too. And then it also goes on to talk about social media, marketing and hospitality, and sales and revenue management as well. So quite broad, as you can see there. Next there we have the change management course. So this is one of our shorter courses. It is 6 weeks in length. And basically it's all about creating an environment where change is seen as a positive and a benefit to all, rather than this big scary thing that people don't want to get involved in. So naturally, those modules include common barriers to those changes, and when people put up those barriers, resistance to change, how to overcome it, how to turn it into more of a change journey that everyone's going along, rather than something big and scary. Leading others through change, and then towards the end of the course, it talks about actually sustaining that change. And then there are different types of change that are discussed as well. So cultural change is one that we're noticing more and more popular of recent times. Then next we have the supply chain management course. So in this course, students are guided through all kind of the key drivers and aspects of supply chain. Again, quite a broad course. So it includes procurement, warehousing, facilities, inventory, transportation, and so on. And yeah, supply chain is in general quite broad. And for most roles, you do need to know a bit about everything. So yeah, this course doesn't focus in on one specific area. You will get that broad perspective. Um, Next there we have the finance for non-financial managers course, and really that is exactly what it says in the title. It is a finance course for people that are coming from non-financial backgrounds, and maybe have finance dripping into their role a bit. So it's just to make people more confident, more coherent, give people the ability to make business decisions after looking at, the likes of financial statements, cash flow statements, profit and loss, and then there's a bit of budgeting in there as well. So that's that course. Finally, there on this slide, we have the sales management course. So this is designed to give people tools and knowledge to manage and modernize the sales activities that they have. So it starts off kind of customer target selection and segmenting your market and understanding that a bit. And then it gets into the nitty-gritty of the sales, really. So the psychology of sales, understanding the customer's whys, their kind of journey, any roadblocks or objections that come up, tactics to overcome that. And yeah, that's essentially it, managing an overall sales pipeline. So next there, we have our marketing courses. So our top one there, again, one of our most popular courses, probably our flagship kind of marketing course, is the digital marketing program. So that'll give you kind of tools and insights needed to either kickstart or validate a digital marketing career. So again, essentially the A to Z in digital marketing and building out a digital marketing strategy. That's actually the final assessment. You need to build out a digital marketing strategy, and in that, you need to include a few things throughout the course. So firstly, we look at Google. So you look at non-paid marketing through Google, so SEO or search engine optimization. And then you'd look at paid marketing through Google. So setting up paid ad campaigns. So the Google ads, you go into Google Analytics and learn how to kind of monitor and analyze those. So if they're performing well, you can ramp it up. If they're not performing well, you can stop wasting money on it. In the middle of the course, you'd look at email marketing and a bit of automation around that. And then it moves into social media. So similarly to Google, it looks at organic, so unpaid, so looking at building an organic social media community. And then it goes on to paid, so looking at paid social media ad campaigns. And then on the kind of same vein as social media, it looks at kind of content creation workshops and so on. Next, quite similar to this course, is the social media marketing course. It doesn't have the likes of the Google ads and the SEO included. It is specifically on each social media platform. So as you can imagine, they are both 12-week courses, but the social media marketing goes into each platform in a bit more depth. There's a bit of AI in there as well, and how to use AI in a content creation aspect. So yeah, that's the digital marketing course, the social media marketing course there. Next, we have the PR and marketing communications course. So this is slightly shorter in that it's a 10-week course, and it's all about developing kind of strategic and creative thinking. So it shows how the public relations or the PR function differs from marketing and how they kind of overlap a bit as well. It looks at kind of key PR and marketing tools, how to manage those media relations, and it discusses things like corporate social responsibility, so CSR and so on. Next there we have the event management course. So yeah, if people that do this course, you're going to gain kind of a practical knowledge of event management, so planning, coordinating, looking at health and safety, different kind of venue considerations, budget, different things like that. And then ultimately at the end of the course, you look back at the event you created, how to evaluate that, measure it, see whether it was a success or where it can be improved. We then have the e-commerce course. Again, this is a slightly shorter 10-week course, and that just looks at all aspects of essentially setting up an e-commerce business or an e-commerce enterprise. So you'd manage the kind of supply, delivery, online transactions. There is a bit of drop shipping in there, which we're noticing is becoming increasingly popular. And then, of course, you couldn't have an e-commerce course without discussing some of the key players like Amazon, Shopify, etc. And then finally there, we have the customer experience or CX and behavior course. So basically that looks at the impact of consumer behavior on business decision making. So you'll map out kind of the ideal customer experience or journey with your business. So from the customer's kind of initial need to contact with your company, to using your product or service, and just learn how to kind of wow them all along the way. You'll also on that customer journey, you'll look at any kind of points of friction that are potentially in that journey and just try to make everything as seamless as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much all the courses on the marketing front. So I'll pass over to Ian now, who will look at the digital IT and data analytics.
Many thanks, Jake. Thank you very much for that. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, many thanks for taking the time to be with us today. My name is Ian, and I am a senior education consultant looking after the digital, tech, and data analytics courses that we offer here in the Professional Academy. Moving on, our first course would be Digital Transformation Management. So this is a very relevant course currently, which will help you discover transformational thinking and tactics that you lay to apply directly to your organization. Whether your main goals are to increase maybe productivity, improve customer service, strengthen your teams, or simply just to adapt to better withstand external threats, this course will give you the insights and knowledge to be able to achieve them. Our cybersecurity course will allow you to explore the main themes that are in cybersecurity and information security. It's a broad course covering 12 different topics over the 12 weeks of the course, ranging from technical to non-technical topics. So there certainly will be a number of areas in there which will be of relevance no matter who takes the course. The course is really designed for those who want to maybe learn how to prevent cybersecurity attacks in their personal or indeed professional lives. Moving on is the ethical hacking course. This is a topic that's covered in the cybersecurity course, but this is dedicated 12-week course in ethical hacking, which will help you build confidence in a variety of topics involved in ethical hacking, including network hacking, web hacking. You'll also learn how to detect, prevent, and indeed secure systems from various number of different attacks. Our digital business analysis course allows you to look at what it means really to be a business analysis in this digital age. You'll learn the tools, methodologies, and techniques that are required to guide digital transformation in organizations. You'll gain exposure to the various different tools that are used by business analysis and which one to use in any given scenario. Professional Diploma in AI for Business, as you can imagine, is a very, very popular course currently. This course will allow you to look at AI really through business tinted glasses. You'll learn what AI is in practical terms, what the implications are for business, employees, and indeed society. You'll also learn about the main different AI technologies and applications as they are used across many diverse industries and functions. You'll also gain knowledge on the whole people process technology balance, which will maximize the value of AI in an organization. There's also a very important piece then on social, ethical, and legal implications of AI, and also you'll be looking at regulatory frameworks both at Irish state and EU level. Following on from that, we have the Professional Diploma in Advanced AI. Now, this is a course really is a continuation of the previous AI and business course, and it really is designed to prepare learners for leadership roles within AI-focused organizations. This course enables you to guide strategic decisions, perhaps, on and actively participate in discussions around AI ethics and governance. So whether you're a business leader, AI engineer, tech enthusiast, this course positions you to thrive in this AI-driven future, which is certainly ahead of us. Moving on then to our, excuse me, our design courses. We have a couple here. So our graphic design course is a very hands-on practical course, which will allow you to build confidence in creating the type of digital graphics which are really required in many different business contexts. So we have it marketing, there's web page design, documentation. It covers the three main applications that are used by the digital or the graphic designer: Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, and indeed Adobe InDesign. So Illustrator is the vector graphics piece, if you thought that. Photoshop, you learn how to manipulate photographs, combine photographs then maybe with other graphics to create more elaborate compositions. And finally, then you will compose layouts for professional output and digital distribution and interactive PDFs with Adobe InDesign. Second of our digital design courses will be our digital media design course. This is a course which will provide you with an informative practical understanding and a working knowledge of how to create and design a diverse number of visuals, which you use for the likes of social media outlets like Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. So a very practical course again, which will teach you how to control engaging solutions, branding solutions like banner ads, promo videos, logo design, infographics, and custom icons. Again, you can develop brand awareness, and best practices of finding the media platforms for your promotional videos are covered here. Moving then on to our tech courses or IT courses. CompTIA A+ is the most widely recognized credential really in IT, and it's designed to certify competency of computer service professionals in maybe installing, maintaining, customizing, and operating personal computers. Excuse me. A very wide-reaching course. It covers topics like mobile devices, networking, hardware, cloud computing, operating systems, troubleshooting, and operational procedures. This is an externally certified course, and you get your certification by completing the Core 1 and Core 2 CompTIA exams. Our full stack software course will prepare aspiring coders or web developers to create fully featured websites and web applications. Front and back end is covered here. You'll learn how to compose web page layouts, style them, make them interactive through JavaScript. You look at the server side then, which is the back-end piece, looking at Python programming, designing databases. Finally, you'll know how to use frameworks, which will create web applications. As you complete each module on this course, you can demonstrate your newly acquired skills by building relevant projects such as a website, a database, web applications, things like so. And then towards the end of the course, you'll put everything together in a final fully functioning front and back end of website. If the whole full stack software is not your thing, we do offer a front end. So the front end basically looks at HTML, CSS, JavaScript, anything you see on a website, which is the front of a website, interactivity, animations, user-friendly forms are all covered in this practical course. We move then on to the next slide, which will be our data analytics courses. So we have a couple of different data analytics groupings of courses. Firstly is the non-coding piece. So the data analysis without coding provides learners with a solid foundation in the key concepts of data analysis and practical skills to perform data analysis in the three most popular desktop applications, be it Excel, Power BI, and Tableau. So after completing this course, you will have a great understanding of the problems faced when capturing, gathering, collating data, as well as the resources required to perform data analysis and data visualization in those three applications. Again, there's no coding required for this course. Advanced Excel, we all know Excel. This particular course is designed for professionals who wish to enhance their proficiency in Excel way beyond the basics. We focus here on real-world applications of Excel techniques. So the course aim is to develop participants from sort of casual Excel users into experts who can manipulate, analyze, and visualize data effectively and indeed accurately. The course is framed around practical case studies, so encouraging learners to, apply learned skills to real world problems, thereby promoting an application-based understanding of Excel rather than long lists of Excel features that satisfy the requirements of an exam. Moving on to the coding piece, Python is the the core of data analysis with coding. So we offer a Python course. It's a quick 6-week course for complete beginners, which will allow you to start building your confidence in writing Python code from scratch. You will learn how to install your own program environment and build your learnings with simple exercises, which will introduce you to the Python language. After this particular course, you'll have the confidence to explore the possibilities of Python on your own, or indeed you can fast track your way into the world of data analysis by looking at some of the analysis courses that we run, namely visualization and machine learning. Our visualization course introduces analytics with Python. You already would have the skill set of Python, and this focuses on visualizing data and generating valuable insights. So students learn the concepts of data extraction, data manipulation, and then visualizing that data itself, and be able to sort of connect insights which are generated by data analytics to provide information from various sources and libraries that Python has, including pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, Seaborn. Again, a knowledge of Python is essential for this particular course, as it is for our next course, which is machine learning. So again, this comprehensive course will provide you an in-depth understanding of data analysis by exploring things like statistical modeling, regression, machine learning, and deep learning. Okay, so you'll be using things like supervised, unsupervised learning, deep learning techniques, and you'll gain an insight into how to analyze extremely complex data sets and unlock deeper insights and use things like predictive analysis. Final course, last but not least, is our database fundamentals course. This is designed to provide learners with a comprehensive understanding of database concepts, design, and indeed management. This course covers various types of databases, different database models, and essential techniques used for database design, querying, and indeed administration. So this course is ideal for somebody who maybe look to take on a role as a database admin, a data analysis, or indeed a backend developer. Guys, thank you so much indeed for your time.
Brilliant. Thanks, thanks a million, Tim, Jake, and Ian. It's a huge amount of data to condense into 15 minutes or so. So really appreciate that. If you want some more in-depth detail on those particular courses, it's available on our website. I would recommend you to download our brochure, and you can do so by using the QR code on screen at the moment. So I'll just give you, for anyone that's doing that, I'll give you a moment to take out your phones and snap it. I will be showing it again later on in the deck. So yeah, just give it a second there. Okay, conscious of time, and time flies when you're talking online education and career development. So we'll move on to Fiverr, who's going to talk to you about student sport.
Thanks, Breen. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Fiverr, and I'm on the operations team here at UCD Professional Academy. Our team's goal is to ensure that our learners have an experience that is not only interesting and educationally fulfilling, but also enjoyable. When you enroll in a course with us, you can be confident that you'll be supported every step of the way. We are easy to contact and very approachable, so don't hesitate to reach out. There is no such thing as a silly question. We're very proud of our ongoing learner satisfaction rate, which is currently at 90%. To make sure that we maintain this success, we send out satisfaction surveys throughout our courses so that we can monitor all feedback, questions, and any queries or concerns that you might have. When you're enrolled in our courses, you will gain access to the Learning Management System, or LMS. This is where everything related to your course lives. On your course page on the LMS, you'll find your timetable, Zoom links, slide decks, and handouts for each unit of your course. We understand that not all learners can attend all classes, so we provide either live class recordings or pre-recorded videos, which contain everything there is to know for each unit. From the LMS, you can search our FAQs, and if you cannot find the answer to your question, raise a ticket for our team using the Contact Us button. You can also get in touch by emailing us at professional.academy@ucd.ie. As for the courses themselves, most of them consist of live online lectures delivered by subject matter experts. Online learning may seem a little daunting at first, but our subject matter experts and all of our staff are here to support you throughout your journey with us. Classes are designed to be informative and engaging. You will have opportunities to get to know your peers, ask questions, and have discussions in breakout rooms and in the forums on your course page. After submitting your assignments on the LMS, you will see the date that your results are scheduled to be released. When successful in passing your course, you will receive digital certification which you can share with the world. Pop it into your email signature or share it on LinkedIn. If you want to check us out on LinkedIn, search for UCD Professional Academy and you can see what some of our alumni have to say. I'll hand you over to my colleague Michelle now to chat with you about our accreditation and quality insurance. Enjoy the rest of the open day.
Thanks very much, Fiver. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to just very quickly talk you through some core components of our quality assurance here at the Professional Academy. As Colin said earlier on, UCD are the oversight body that we kind of adhere to when we're developing and creating our courses. So UCD are involved through an academic advisory board when we are in the process of creating, maintaining and selecting staff, and also looking at the assessment element of our courses. So we meet regularly with a panel from UCD that consists of lecturers and people from different departments such as business and maths and engineering, and they have input and insight into our courses at all times. So these standards and policies that we discuss and create with them, it gives us the confidence that we have in issuing our professional development diplomas, and knowing that the quality is met by the bar that UCD sets for us. In terms of assessment, which obviously everybody really wants to know what happens when I get to the end of my course, assessment is authentic, and we want our assessment to ensure that it's usable and that you can use it to help advance your career. So our assessments are tangible projects. So if you look at something like digital marketing, for example, the course would be to craft, or the task at the end of the course would be to craft a project that you could then bring back to your workplace. It could be a strategy or something that could be implemented in your day-to-day work. So it's not just a case where you're doing an exam at the end of the course, but you're actually going to be left with something usable that you can bring back to your employer. As well as that, as you go through the course, you will be keeping a learning log to ensure that you're kind of taking in everything as you go through these 12 weeks. And finally, feedback, as Fiver mentioned there, is very important to us. So we get feedback from you, the student, to enhance and develop and redevelop our courses, which we do. We do a review on an annual basis. We get feedback from our subject matter experts, and we get feedback from employers, because we want to be as current and as up to date with what the industry is telling us. We want to stay on top of things like legislative matters to ensure that we are adhering to what is out there in the industry as much as possible. Thank you, and back to you, Brian.
Okay. So just before we get into the Q&A, just want to remind you guys, or let you guys know, that we are actually running a 10% off on all courses, promotion until the 20th of January, so that's next Monday. If you can use the code JANSALE10, and you can see there in red in the checkout on our website, and you will receive a 10% discount there. Also, I know there's a lot of people from larger corporate entities on the session today. So for particular corporate training offers that are available, if you want to contact us by email on professional.academy@ucd.ie, and one of our corporate sales team will get in touch with you there. So and probably worth calling out as well, I think Colin mentioned at the outset, January is possibly is the busiest month for us in terms of student enrollment. So a lot of our classes are filling up. A lot of them do start the week commencing the 20th of January and run for 12 weeks. So if you want to get your certification in place by, doing my mental maths, middle of April, for most courses, I'd recommend that you check out our courses online sooner rather than later. Okay, we're into the Q&A, and like I said, if anyone wants to download brochure or wants to download your brochure, the QR code is available on screen. I can see a few people in the Q&A box have asked for that again, so please feel free to go there or to go to ucd.ie/professional academy, and you'll be able to see the full selection of courses and download a brochure from there. Okay, so let's jump into the Q&A. And this is probably applicable for a lot of people across a lot of courses. So one from Jordan here, and I think this will go to Tim. I'm interested in leadership management course. How many hours would I need to allocate over the 12 weeks?
Yeah, thank you, Breen, and thank you, Jordan, for that question. It's a very good question and valid one too. So your time commitment for the course. So this is kind of a ballpark figure in that, but for the most part, because it's different for everyone and their needs and their ability to take in information. But what is certain is if you're opting for the 12-week intake or cohort, it's one session a week, and that's 3 hours. And if you're opting for the evening intake, that's typically from 6:30 to 9:30, and that's a live online session, or you could be opting to do it on campus as well too, but not both. So that's in total over the 12 weeks, that's 36 hours in length that you're given towards live class time. But outside of that, we would typically say each week maybe 1 to 2 hours additional time given towards your learner logs for that particular course, the leadership management. Each week you complete a learner log, which is a reflective log that's demonstrating your key takeaways, key points of interest from that particular module, but the action that's going to follow then. So what actions you're going to take within your current role or future role, having taken those new learnings in place that week. So that's 1 to 2 hours additional work. And then on completion of the course, you would have your written essay will be due, and that's due 2 weeks after the course. So again, you're looking at 3 to 4 hours of those 2 additional weeks to set aside for your essay time. But again, that's how long is a piece of string? It can differ for everyone, but definitely 36 hours for your class time that's allocated, and then that 1 to 2 hours each week additional time for your learner logs and essays. And also, Breen, I think there was another question in relation to that leadership and management course there, where they ask how long is the leadership management course. That's from Derek, and when does it start? So for that particular course, there's actually 4 different delivery methods. So I would advise what's best to do is to speak with an education consultant and kind of identify which learning environment you're best suited to, because a learner can opt to do it live online 1 evening a week or live on the campus itself at UCD. But there's also the 1-week boot camp where it's covered live online 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day via Zoom. And then there's also the on-demand option where you do it completely at your own pace, and you do so for the most part by watching material that's been done in studio and tailored for a self-paced learner, and that can be very suited to, depending on your work commitments and family life and things like that, and community initiatives. So it is good. So you have 4 different delivery methods. So it can be over 12 weeks live online. It could be 18 weeks on demand. It could be a 1-week boot camp. So the best place to start then is just identify which delivery method you're best suited to, and it's good to speak with one of our education consultants here to see what your best learning environment is, and then you'll kind of get an idea of how long the course will last you, and what start date then would be most applicable to yourself.
Brilliant, thanks a million, Tim. We also have one there for GDPR for business. Just wondering about the start dates there as well.
Yeah. So we'd have with GDPR, it's an on-demand course. So you can opt to do that. Basically, if you were to enroll today within 24 hours, you would have access to the course material, and you would go through the 5 modules at your own pace. And I think you would have about 8 weeks to complete those 5 modules. However, there's a handful of optional 1-hour Q&A sessions that will take place during that 8-week duration, where you have an opportunity to jump onto Zoom and speak with a lecturer around the course material or the assessment as well. And you'll have that schedule ahead of time from the outset, so you can kind of tailor your week or your day to make yourself available to jump onto that as well. So with GDPR, it's on demand, so you can start it at any point.
Brilliant, thanks a million, Tim. We've one here as well. Thank you for a very interesting presentation. Is the Professional Academy likely to offer courses in science and engineering topics in the future? I might just jump in on that. At the moment, we don't, but we are always looking at different areas for study. Example, Irish taxation is one that we launched this year and is proving very popular as well. So at the minute, no, but it is one that we're always evaluating what courses would be of interest to people. And please do keep an eye out from emails from us if you've already registered with us, or keep an eye on the website for upcoming courses there. Let me see. So there's one here regarding payroll. With the on-demand payroll course, how many modules and assessments, learning hours are required during the 18 weeks?
Yeah, thank you,
Tim,
Brian.
again.
And yeah, thanks for that question. Another good question. So with the on-demand, the course content has been condensed down to 10 modules. So if you're opting to do that live online, it's over 12 modules. But when you step out of a live class and you take the time for breaks out of that class, and sometimes questions taken during the class, the team, the subject matter experts, the lecturer and the operational team are able to condense that down into 10 modules. So it's the same course material condensed into 10. So you would complete those. They're around 3 hours in length each module recording. So you're looking at 30 hours in that case that you would have to commit to watching those recordings that have been done in studio and tailored for a self-paced learner. And again, it's kind of ballpark again too, but you're looking at that kind of 1 to 2 hours additional time outside of those recordings to put towards your practical assessments. And in that particular course, the bookkeeping and payroll management, it very much focuses on practical assessments, and that you will 1 week perhaps complete a ledger to trial balance exercise that could be worth 10%. You might do a cash flow statement. Your largest part of the assessment is worth 40%. That's a payroll software exercise where you're adding in new employees into a payroll system, population their payments, finalizing their pay slips, and ultimately producing payroll summary reports, doing that all within like a training environment. It mimics a real employer, but it's a training cert and environment. So yeah, your 30 hours recordings and then again those 1 to 2 hours each additional time. But with the on demand, because you have access to the material from the outset, you know, it's depending on how much time you can give to that course over the 18 weeks, you can get it done a lot sooner, or you can, you know, use the full 18 weeks to complete it at your leisure.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Tim. This is a more operations-based question. I think Fiverr could be for you, but and it's probably quite pertinent to a lot of people. Could I switch from on campus to online at any time?
So each learner is able to defer twice within our terms and conditions, and the first deferral can only, or students can only get a first deferral once they've paid 50% of the course fees. Ordinarily, if a course is started, unless there's extenuating circumstances, that is not something that we can accommodate. But all of our, each of our modalities, so the on-campus, the bootcamp, and all the part-time online courses have recordings. So if you weren't able to attend 1 week, say on campus, you would be able to catch up before the next class with the recordings on the LMS.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Fiverr, for that. One in from Kira here. Hi, would the courses presented here count towards modules for a future degree or other qualifications for courses at UCD? Someone would like to jump in and grab that one?
I can answer that one if you like, Brian. Just
Yeah,
from
thanks, Jake.
experience, I think the best thing really is to ask your own course provider. Firstly, that'll be kind of my first bit of advice. But typically, from hearing from students in the past, they wouldn't count as credits or anything like that towards a bigger degree or a master's program. So our courses in general are standalone by themselves, and that they wouldn't hold credits towards a bigger degree.
Great stuff. Thank you. Thanks very much, Jake. And just, I know the guys have been busy here answering a lot of the questions here online. One that's probably pertinent as well to a lot of people are boot camps virtual or in person, and Jake's already come back into that. I'll just read out for anyone that's interested as well. The boot camps are live online via Zoom and would typically go from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. So yeah, they're not in person. If there's any more questions that are coming through, there's one here relating to digital product management. So if somebody is already creating digital products and currently scaling to multiple markets, would you still recommend this course to that person? What will they get out of this course? For example, sustaining the digital products, enhancement roadmaps, etc.
Yeah, thank you, Breen, and thank you, AJ, for that question too. So yeah, absolutely. If you might already be in that kind of area or role, but it'll certainly help putting a formal training in place and having a structured framework that you could operate from going forward in terms of the rollout of digital products and doing that successfully. Digital product managers, they oversee the entire life cycle of a digital product, and that's all the way through it from inception to launch. So the role often requires that the digital product manager that they have a key understanding of key concepts, and that can be everything from the market and the customer research through designing the product architecture, user interface development to the supply chain planning, and even with the end of product life planning as well too. So certainly having that full suite of knowledge and that framework that you can operate from going forward, certainly the course would add great benefit to you, and also match your experience today too, having that professional academy diploma on your CV and training record too, to match your experience as well too.
Fantastic. Again, thanks a million, Tim. Actually, I have an alumni here as well. That's it's not a question, it's a comment. So I took both HR courses, highly recommended. Thanks a million for that, Carolina, for making that, putting that into the chat. I think most or all the questions have now been answered either on the call or via the chat functionality. If anybody's got anything else, we've got another minute or two before we wrap up, and nothing else seems to be coming in. Just by way of wrapping up, just like to thank all our panel for speaking and giving up their time today. Really appreciate it, guys. And for you, for the attendees, for coming along, I hope you found it beneficial. I hope there was a hell of a lot of information in there. And do please download the brochure to get more information from us, and a reminder as well about that discount code that's on the site at the moment. And again, it's running until the 20th of January. So to get your 10% off, January sales 10. Thanks for being with us today, and thank you for the whole panel. So hope you all enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your January, and we hope to see you on a course soon. So thank you very much, guys.